Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Money Café America, a calm place for honest conversations about everyday money.
Hi, I'm Ethan.
And I'm Maya. Today we are looking right at the checkout lane.
I almost brought my own coffee today just to feel like I saved something.
Honestly, that is a completely normal reaction to the current prices out there.
Yeah, my grocery receipt is literally breaking my budget before the month even starts.
You are definitely not the only one feeling that shock at the register.
I used to know exactly what a normal week of food cost me.
And now that same basket of basic food feels like a luxury purchase.
Exactly. I stand there comparing a dozen eggs and feel like I am doing something wrong.
You are not doing anything wrong. The math has genuinely changed for everyone lately.
It just feels like no matter how carefully I plan, food eats the rest.
We cannot change national grocery prices, but we can change how you approach that aisle.
I really hope there is a simpler way to handle this stress.
We are going to put some plain terms and easy habits to work today.
That would help. I am tired of dreading the store every single week.
We will make your next trip feel calmer, and we will find a practical limit.
A practical limit sounds a lot better than panic at the self-checkout screen.
Before we get into it, what is one grocery item that recently surprised you?
Mine is definitely the cereal, but I am really ready to hear this plan.
The shock you feel looking at that receipt is incredibly common right now. People are walking out with less food but paying much more.
Yeah, I used to just grab my favorite cereal without checking the tag. Now I stare at the box for 5 minutes.
That hesitation happens because the old numbers in your head do not match the new reality. We need a new way to process this.
I really do. My brain still thinks a quick trip should cost $50.
Exactly. So think of your weekly grocery budget like packing a small suitcase for a flight. You have a strict weight limit.
Okay, so I cannot just throw everything in and hope the bag zips.
Right. You pack the heavy winter coat first. Then you see exactly how much room is left for the fun stuff.
Oh, that makes sense. I usually throw the fun snacks in first and then panic when the basics do not fit.
That is exactly how the store wants you to shop. They put the bright, fun items right at the front.
That is the truth. I always grab the chips before I even reach the vegetables.
We all do it. The plain money rule here is to secure your foundation items first before you add the extras.
I guess that means prioritizing the actual meals before the snacks.
Yes. If this approach helps reduce your stress, share this episode with someone who also dreads the checkout line.
We definitely all know someone feeling that exact same grocery squeeze right now.
The most dangerous common mistake is shopping purely from memory. People assume an item costs what it did 3 years ago.
I mean, I definitely do that. I just toss things in the cart out of pure habit.
Then you get to the register, and the total is suddenly $30 higher than you expected. It feels like a penalty.
It really does. It feels like I failed a test I did not even know I was taking.
That is a heavy feeling. You might not be avoiding the math. You might be avoiding the frustration of seeing the prices jump.
Wow, that is exactly it. Tracking it feels like accepting how expensive everything has gotten.
That makes complete sense. But avoiding the math in the aisle guarantees a shock at the register. We want to remove the shock.
I would love to remove the shock. Standing there holding my card feels terrible when the number is huge.
A better way to handle this is to track a rough running total. You can use your phone as you walk the aisles.
Wait, you mean literally adding it up while I shop? That sounds like a lot of work.
It sounds like work, but it actually creates a massive feeling of control. You are never surprised at the end.
Okay, but what if I do not want to calculate every single cent?
You do not have to. Just round everything up to the nearest dollar. If it is $4.20, call it 5.
That actually sounds much easier. I can add 5 and 5 in my head without stopping the cart.
Exactly. By rounding up, you build a small buffer. Your total will usually be slightly lower than your math.
That would be a nice surprise for once. A lower total sounds like a dream.
It changes the entire energy of the trip. You move from hoping it works out to knowing exactly where you stand.
I usually just cross my fingers while the cashier scans everything. It is a terrible strategy.
We are replacing the crossed fingers with a simple number. You will know exactly what you are spending before you pay.
That definitely feels more manageable. I like the idea of being in control before the final beep.
That rounding trick helps you secure your foundation items first.
It keeps me from getting distracted by the fun stuff right away.
Exactly. Let's look at how that actually plays out on a normal week.
Okay, I am ready for the reality check.
And imagine it is Wednesday evening after a very long shift.
I am already tired just thinking about it.
You stop at the store because you just need milk and eggs.
The classic quick trip. I do not even grab a cart.
Right. You grab the plastic handbasket to keep yourself honest.
But then I walk past the bakery section.
And the seasonal display right in the middle of the aisle.
Suddenly, my little basket is heavy enough to count as a workout.
You went in for 2 foundation items.
And I am walking to the register with random snacks and a candle.
This is a huge trap. You stopped tracking the total.
Because I told myself it was not a real shopping trip.
The store does not care what kind of trip it is.
They just scan the barcode and take my money.
Exactly. A quick trip without a boundary destroys a budget fast.
So how do I survive a Wednesday trip?
The practical step here is the 2-item rule.
Wait, what does that actually mean?
If you go in for 2 specific things, you only buy those 2 things.
That sounds really strict. What if I see a good sale?
You leave it. A sale is not a deal if it breaks your budget.
Yeah, I tell myself I am saving future money by buying it now.
But you are spending present money that was supposed to cover rent.
Oof, put that way, the sale does not look as good.
The limitation here is that sometimes you really do remember a missing staple.
Like realizing I am completely out of coffee beans.
Right. If it is a true foundation item, grab it.
But leave the random candle on the shelf.
Exactly. Keep the quick trip focused on the actual mission.
That makes sense. What is the next scenario?
This one is about standing in the aisle making a choice.
Like staring at the pasta sauce for 10 minutes?
Yes, it is Sunday afternoon and you are buying your foundation meals.
I usually just grab the brand I have bought for years.
You grab it out of habit, without looking at the new price tag.
Yeah, because I know exactly how that brand tastes.
But that specific jar might have jumped $1 since last year.
It probably has. Everything feels like it costs $1 more.
People often ignore the generic or store brand right next to it.
Honestly, I avoid them because I worry they will taste terrible.
That is the common instinct. We pay extra for the feeling of safety.
It just feels risky to buy a generic box and waste the money.
Exactly. They know habit is stronger than a price check for most people.
Okay, so what is the better move here?
The practical step is the 1-item swap each week.
Just one item? Not the whole cart?
Do not change your entire routine at once. That is overwhelming.
Yeah, I would probably hate all my meals if I swapped everything.
Choose one basic item, like rice, oats, or canned beans.
Buy the cheaper store brand just for that one thing.
Try it. If you cannot taste the difference, you just found a permanent discount.
And if I hate it, I only wasted $1 or $2.
Right. That is the limitation. Not every generic swap will be a winner.
Some things you really do need the name brand for.
True, but you test the basics first to lower the overall foundation cost.
That makes sense. One item feels like a safe experiment.
There is one more scene that drains the grocery budget quietly.
I feel like you are about to target my favorite section.
It happens in the produce aisle, usually on a very busy week.
Oh no, I already know where this is going.
You are staring at a plastic box of pre-chopped vegetables.
And I am justifying why I need them instead of the whole ones.
You tell yourself it will save you 20 minutes of prep time.
Honestly, sometimes I just do not have the energy to chop an onion.
That is completely valid. Being tired is a real factor in money choices.
But I know that little plastic box costs 3 times as much.
It does. You are paying a massive convenience tax.
It feels awful paying $5 for half an onion.
The mistake is thinking you have to buy it every single time.
Or feeling guilty every time I do buy it.
Let's reframe that. Convenience is not a failure if it is a strategic choice.
Wait, you are saying it is okay to buy the overpriced chopped onions?
Under one specific condition.
Okay, what is the catch?
If buying the pre-cut vegetables prevents you from ordering a $30 delivery meal.
Oh wow, I had not thought about it like that.
If the convenience item keeps you cooking at home, it actually saves money.
Because it removes the friction of making dinner when I am exhausted.
Exactly. But if you buy pre-cut produce on a relaxed weekend, that is a leak.
Because I actually had the time to do it myself.
The practical step is matching the convenience cost to your actual schedule.
Buy the whole vegetables when I have time, and the shortcut when I am stressed.
Yes, the limitation is that you must be honest about your energy levels.
Sometimes I pretend I will cook, and the whole vegetables just rot in the fridge.
Which is the most expensive option of all? You paid for food you wasted.
Wasting food is basically throwing a $10 bill in the trash.
So, accept the convenience tax only when it acts as takeout insurance.
Takeout insurance. That actually makes me feel less guilty about the plastic box.
It is about making the trade-off visible instead of hiding it.
I like that. It feels like I am making a choice, not just being lazy.
Let's turn all of this into a very small action step.
I need something easy to do before my next store trip.
Within the next 24 hours, just open your fridge and pantry.
And stare at all the random condiments I have collected?
No. Just write down 3 exact foundation meals you can make this week.
Okay, so just 3 dinners I know I have the energy to cook.
Yes, do not plan a massive 7-day menu right now.
That usually overwhelms me anyway. 3 meals feels totally possible.
When you go to the store, buy those specific ingredients first.
I can definitely do that. It feels a lot more intentional than my usual panic.
We just covered setting boundaries for quick trips and testing generic swaps.
That gives me a much better plan than just crossing my fingers at checkout.
Let's test that plan. You are walking through the store and see a massive display.
Those are my biggest weakness. They look so official.
It is a giant box of snacks you normally buy, marked as a bulk deal.
I would probably just grab it and put it in the cart immediately.
Why would you grab the massive box instead of the normal size?
Because buying the biggest package is always the smartest way to save money.
Your instinct to find long-term savings is actually a great habit.
But I feel a correction coming right after that compliment.
Buying the largest package is a mistake if you do not check the math first.
Wait, are you saying the bulk box is not always cheaper?
The giant box feels like a safe choice, but it is often an illusion.
Why would they sell a big box if it is not a better deal?
Because people assume bigger means cheaper. This brings up our first term.
I am ready. What is the word?
Let's look at the unit price on that shelf tag.
Is that the tiny number hiding in the corner of the label?
Exactly. The unit price is the actual cost of a single ounce or piece.
It is always printed so small I can barely read it.
They do that on purpose. It tells you if you are actually getting a real deal.
How does that play out with the giant snack box on display?
The store might charge 20 cents an ounce for the massive promotional box.
While the regular box in the normal aisle might only cost 15 cents an ounce.
Yes, this matters because stores use huge packaging to make you assume you are saving.
So the unit price is the true cost, and the big price is just marketing.
That is a perfect way to translate it. You have to look at the tiny numbers.
I will definitely start squinting at those little tags.
There is another reason those shelf numbers matter so much right now.
Does it have to do with the fact that everything seems smaller lately?
You just noticed exactly what our second term describes.
I knew it. My favorite cracker box feels completely empty at the top.
That frustration is called shrinkflation in the grocery industry.
I have seen that word, but I never really knew how it worked.
Shrinkflation happens when a brand makes the product smaller, but keeps the price exactly the same.
So they hope I do not notice I am bringing home less food.
Exactly. For example, your coffee bag used to hold 16 ounces for $10.
And now it holds 12 ounces, but the price tag still says $10.
Yes. This matters because it breaks your budget completely invisibly.
You think you are buying a week of food, but you are only buying 5 days.
It throws your entire meal plan off balance before you even start cooking.
So my takeaway is to check the ounces, not just recognize the familiar box color.
That is a great rule. A quick visual check is no longer enough.
They really do make it hard to just buy normal food.
They do, and they use the physical store layout to distract you too.
You mean like putting the milk all the way in the back corner?
Yes, which leads us to our final term for this grocery trip.
I always wondered why I have to walk past 50 other things just to get eggs.
Because those cheap eggs are often a loss leader for the grocery store.
I have absolutely no idea what that means in plain English.
A loss leader is an item the store sells at a loss just to get you inside.
Wait, the store is actively losing money when I buy my eggs?
Sometimes, or on that really cheap rotisserie chicken near the deli section.
That chicken is always a suspiciously good deal compared to raw chicken.
This matters because they know you will not just buy the chicken and leave.
Aha! They know I will walk past the expensive bakery to get to the chicken.
Exactly. You grab the great deal, but you also grab a $5 loaf of fresh bread.
And maybe a premium drink on the way to the register.
Suddenly, they made a massive profit on your entire trip.
So the loss leader is basically a trap to lower my financial guard.
It is only a trap if you blindly buy the expensive extras along the way.
If I just buy the chicken and leave, I actually win the game.
Yes, you can absolutely take advantage of the deal if you stick to your list.
I came in worried about prices, but now I feel like I see the invisible grocery matrix.
Let's test all of this with a completely new store display.
I am ready. Throw the grocery matrix at me.
You walk into the store and see a giant red buy one get one free sign.
I love those signs. It feels like getting free money for eating.
The sign is hanging over a massive display of fresh strawberries.
I would grab 2 boxes immediately to lock in the deal.
Why would you grab 2 without checking anything else first?
Because the unit price drops in half if the second one is free.
Your math is completely correct, but you missed one real-world detail.
Wait, what did I miss? Free food is always a good thing.
Fresh strawberries usually go bad in about 3 or 4 days.
Oh yeah, they always get fuzzy before I can finish them.
Can you actually eat 2 giant boxes before they start to ruin?
Honestly, no. At least half of the second box would just rot.
Then that free box just becomes very expensive kitchen trash.
I could tell myself I will freeze them for smoothies later.
But do you actually have a personal history of freezing fresh fruit?
No, I just push the plastic box to the back of the fridge.
Then you feel guilty a week later when you throw them out.
I definitely do. That guilt completely ruins the excitement of the deal.
The store wants you to buy more volume today to boost their numbers.
They do not care if the fruit rots in my kitchen next week.
Exactly. A lower unit price is worthless on perishable food you cannot finish.
That is a harsh truth. I fall for that specific trap constantly.
So how would you rewrite this grocery rule for yourself?
I need to separate dry goods from fresh food when I see a sale.
That is a fantastic start. What does that look like in the aisle?
A bulk deal on paper towels is fine because they never go bad.
And a bulk deal on fresh fruit requires a serious reality check.
I should just buy the single small box of berries instead.
Even if the unit price looks slightly worse on the shelf paper?
Yes, because eating all the food I buy is the actual best deal.
That is exactly right. You protect your budget by ignoring the fake deal.
It feels good to walk past a bright sign without feeling any guilt.
Let's build a very simple action plan for your next grocery trip.
I definitely need a clear plan to replace my crossed fingers at checkout.
First, write down just 3 foundation meals before you even leave home.
Only 3 meals. That keeps the planning pressure incredibly low.
Second, round up the prices in your head as you fill up the cart.
That builds my invisible buffer so the final register total does not shock me.
Third, check the true unit price on just one packaged item you buy often.
Just one single item. I can do that without getting overwhelmed in the store.
Try it just once to see if the math matches your blind shopping habit.
I am probably going to find out my favorite chips are actually terrible deals.
You might, but then you finally have the power to make a real choice.
That sounds totally doable. I can handle 3 small steps this week.
I am curious what other people are noticing at the store lately.
Yeah, the prices are changing so fast, it is hard to track everything.
Tell us what one specific grocery item made you freeze in the aisle recently.
You can just write a single word in the comments for us.
It helps to see that other people are facing the exact same price shock.
Just drop a word like eggs, coffee, cereal, produce, or meat.
Naming the financial pressure out loud takes away some of its silent power.
I actually feel surprisingly ready to face the grocery store tomorrow.
If you answer the comment question, keep it honest and simple.
And remember to test just one generic swap on your next grocery run.
You do not need to rewrite your entire meal plan overnight.
That would just make the food aisles feel even more exhausting.
Buying food does not have to feel like a constant weekly punishment.
Walking to the register with a rough total changes the whole mood.
A calm checkout experience is actually possible when you have a plan.
It takes the sudden panic out of watching the screen add up.
Thank you for sitting down with us today at Money Café America.
We are so glad we could have this honest conversation.
I'm Maya. Have a good week, and take care of yourself.
And I'm Ethan. Take it one small step at a time. Bye, everyone.